In today's video, we're giving this little nightstand a makeover. The minute I saw it, I knew it was right for the Dixie Belle Alice in Wonderland transfer. I was searching for the perfect piece for a little while now, and when I saw this, I just knew. I start by cleaning my entire piece with Dixie Belle's White Lightning Cleaner. You want to thoroughly clean your piece. I even clean the insides of the drawers and the inside of the cabinet. When you're done cleaning it, be sure to wipe it down with some water so you don't leave any cleaner residue on your piece. Then I move on to make any repairs, and I'm using the Dixie Belle mud in white just to fill in some of the missing veneer. When the mud is dry, I use my sanding block just to smooth it down. This is an older piece, so it does have some odors. I'm going to use Dixie Belle's Boss Primer to cover those odors, and I use 2 coats, waiting for it to dry in between coats, and I cover the entire thing. That includes the insides. Now I'm going to do my first coat, and I'm using the color Gravel Road. I've decided to use the Gravel Road to outline this little piece. Now I'm using the color Hurricane Gray in the center, and I'll continue this process on each side. Even though it's only my first coat, I am going to do a little bit of blending just so that it's easier to blend when I'm doing my second coat. Now I want to take my transfer out and just see where I'm going to place it. Because I want to add more colors on my second coat, I just want to see where the transfer is going to go and how everything will look. Now that I have an idea of where my transfer is going, I'm going to start adding my second coat of paint. So I'm going to do exactly what I did on the first one, start with my Gravel Road, and then go straight to my Hurricane Gray, and then I'll start adding some more colors. To keep my paint wet, I just keep using my water mister here and there, and I'm only going to do the bottom half first, and then I'll go on to the top half. Here's where I add the color Driftwood. I want Driftwood to be in the center so I can highlight Alice around her chair. Now I'm just blending all 3 colors together. I'm just using a back and forth motion with the Dixie Belle mini brush. Now I can see all three colors. I see Gravel Road, Hurricane Gray, and Driftwood. Now I want to use my Dixie Belle round brush, and I just want to swirl and blend them all together and give a smoky-like effect. I just continue going in circles and wiping my brush occasionally so that I don't have a lot of contamination of all the colors on my brush. I want to keep my brush pretty dry, so if you notice, I just keep wiping it. I'm just adding a little bit more driftwood to the center so that we can brighten it up a little bit more. Now that we have our smoky-like effect around, I want to add a little bit of tea rose. Pink and gray pair so nice together. I'm applying the tea rose just around where Alice will be, and I'm just sort of doing a little test right now to see how it'll look, and I like it, so I will add some more. And I just used the dry round brush to blend my pink into the driftwood and the hurricane gray. I want the pink to be very subtle because we're almost creating Alice's dream world. It's almost like when she's going down that dark hole. That's the look I want to give this. While I let the bottom dry, I move on to the top. Again, I'm using Gravel Road and Hurricane Gray, but instead of driftwood, this time I'm going to use drop cloth in the center to highlight. And that's only because I want it to get a little bit brighter as it goes up. I just blend back and forth with Hurricane Gray and Gravel Road. And just as I did on the bottom, I'm using my round brush and I'm just swirling it and swirling it to give that smoke-like effect. I still want to keep the top Gravel Road, so I go back with my Gravel Road brush and just make sure that I have that solid top. Then I continue swirling until I'm satisfied with my blend. Now we're ready for the transfer, so we just take it off the backing paper and apply it just as you would a sticker. You want to press it down to make sure that it's on really good and line it up exactly where you want it to be. Now you take the stick that Dixie Belle provides in the tube and you just want to rub it on. I'm going to take a little bit of the paper and we're just going to peel back, and the transfer is going to be left on the piece. Now before I add the transfer to the top, I want to put a little bit more of that tea rose in there. So I'm just outlining in tea rose, and then I'll use my dry blender brush, the round one, and just go back in circles again. I use the same colors and follow the same exact process on the sides of the nightstands too. When my paint is completely dry, I just start applying the transfers, and I'm applying them to make little scenes on each part of the nightstand. So the top will have a scene, the bottom, and then the two sides. I decided to keep the top gravel road. Because there's so much going on the body, I just kept the top and the bottom a solid gravel road color. Now when I've applied all my transfers, I'm going to use Dixie Belle's clear coat in satin to seal the entire piece. And you just apply your sealer right over your transfer, just as you would any other piece, and it seals them right in. And here it is, all finished. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you next week.